Hello everyone and welcome to today's video. Today we're going to be talking about budgeting and we're going to be looking at your income, expenditure and looking at what you'll have left over at the end of either the month or the year. We're going to be looking at both. This is quite a handy tool to use if possibly you're first time homeowners, if you're trying to save for something in particular. It's quite handy to actually get down what you're going to be saving and where your expenditure is going at the end of the month. So please note, if you are in financial difficulty, please contact a professional for this. This video can help you with budgeting, but it's not for financial advice. So please contact a professional if you are in any money trouble. So without further ado, let's make a start on today's video. So this is the spreadsheet that I would use. Obviously I've changed relative bits of information, but what we have is if two people living in a home, so myself and my partner, for example, got person 1, got person 2. So our monthly income, so let's say person 1 earns £1,000 a month and person 2 earns £2,000 a month. This can be easily found on your payslip. So this is the gross that we're talking about. So this isn't after tax, this is just the initial amount that you get paid within your payslip. So what we're then going to work out is what we earn a year without taking tax off. So what we're going to be using is doing the formula equals B12 times 12, because obviously it's 12 months. This is only if you get paid on a monthly basis. If it's weekly or if it's daily, obviously you would change that statistic in regards to how often you get paid, but I would receive in this example 12 pay slips, so I would get 12 of these. So that is B2 times by 12, and that's what we're going to get a year before tax is taken off. Now let's assume that the tax that we do pay is 20% of what we earn, so we're in sort of the minimum threshold of paying tax. So then what we do is we do equal D2, which is this cell here, and then we're going to divide it by 20. So 20% of 12,000 is 600. So then what we're going to do is we know generally a year this is how much we're going to take home. This is how much is physically within our pocket each and every year. So our yearly net is going to be this amount here. Just like person 2, this is how much you're going to be taking home within your pocket after you've paid tax. So that's the total amount a year, 34,200 in this example. That alone can be quite helpful information, but what we're going to be doing here is we're going to be then segmenting it down into monthly, because quite a lot of things that you pay for are going to be on a monthly basis, not just going to be on a yearly basis. So what we're going to do is we're then going to look at the monthly. So we've got, let's look at the cells that we've done. We've got the yearly net, then divided that by 12 because there's 12 months in a year for that one. I didn't mention the yearly and how we got to that, so I'll click on that cell there. So what we do is we have the yearly gross minus the tax that we've taken off, so that will give us that here. And then for the monthly net, it's just the previous cell divided by 12 for the 12 months of the year. To get the totals here, we just did the auto sum tool, so let's jump onto the home. So what you do is just drag that down, click auto sum, and that was how we got that total there. So that's our income. So I would focus purely on your salary for this, nothing else that you get into your pocket, nothing else that you get into your account, and purely your income and your salary for what you get within there. The reason is, when we go onto our savings and total column, we can then segment it even further. So I'll go into expenditure in just a moment, but I'll just quickly talk through the savings and total tab that we've got here. So I like to colour them, it's up to you, but to put a colour, we'd right click, go into tab colour, and then change it to anything we like. I personally like to put green for income, red for expenditure, and then like to leave savings and total as blue. Personal preference, of course. So we have got our income, our expenditure, bonus, and one-off payments. So our income, the way we get this is by doing equals, so typing in equals in that cell, clicking on the income, and then clicking on the cell that we need, and then press enter. As soon as we then press enter, it will then give us that amount there. We do exactly the same for the expenditure, which I'm going to talk through in a moment's time. And then what I did is I did the auto sum on there, dragged that cell over to here, did exactly the same for the expenditure, auto sum, over on here. So then what we can do is we can then hide them, which I'll show you how to do that in a moment. But the thing that we're interested in is the monthly total and the yearly total. How much are we actually making or losing within a year? So the formula that I use is just equal P3, which is this over here, minus Q3. So it's our income minus our expenditure. So as you can see there, we've made £241 a month. Times that by 12, so again equals C11 times by 12 to put that over the year. That's how much a year we could save, and that's how much a month we can save. So again, very beneficial. The reason I said just to put in your salary within the income section is because of this. You may get a bonus of £300, for example. That will then change it. That's not guaranteed money that you're going to get each and every month. It's just possibly a one-off every couple of months, for example. So if you get a few more bonuses, so bonus for November, say 200, you can then enter that in, but that's not stable income. That's not income that you can rely on each and every day, each and every month. That's going to be happening. And again, with the right hand side, one-off payments, they do happen. Things break, you may need to buy it. So you could change that for washing machine, for example. That may have cost £250. So you can see there, that automatically changes our income and it actually makes it a minus. So that's minus £9 a month. So we're in debt by £9 a month just due to that £250 washing machine. So if we get rid of that, we're then back to profit. So that minus has gone. So let's change that back. So that's when we're looking at our income and expenditure. If we want to, and if we want to be really savvy, we could put into a retirement fund. So what we could do is get our monthly total, and then we can divide it by 10. In order to get 10% of our overall savings, we could put that into a retirement fund, into a holiday fund, for example. So the formula that I did was C11 and then divide by 10. So that's 10% of that total there, and that's what we can put in. So over the course of 50 years, it could be over the course of 12 months, it's entirely up to you. But what I've done is C15, so our retirement fund month, then times it by 12, because there's 12 months in a year, and this is per month. We then times that by 50, because there's 50 years is over the course that we're going to be tracking. So over the course of 50 years, we've then saved 14,000. Obviously, we can, if our income increases, for example, so say 800, we can change it around it. It's all set up to do it for us. So this could not just be the retirement fund, it could also be a holiday fund. You can set up multiple of these, it's entirely up to you. But generally, this could be quite a good way to look at your income, saying, right, we've got £241 spare a month after our expenditures being taken off. We can then afford to put 10% of that into a retirement fund, into a holiday fund, for example, and then use that same formula, but possibly change the number 50 into 24 months. If it was for 2 years, you're saving for a holiday, for example, and things like that. So it's quite a handy tool to look at. To hide these sums, you can leave them on. That's absolutely fine, but to hide them is you'd highlight them, right click, then go down to hide. And as you'll notice, everything will still update even though we've hidden it. So that's the savings in total, and that's the income section. Now to jump onto the expenditure. So as you can see there, I typed in equals, jumped onto expenditure, and then put our monthly total in. So clicked on that, pressed enter, it then gave us the total that we have there. So just an example, equals expenditure, let's say yearly, press enter, there we go. So it's all good having income, but naturally you're going to have expenditure when with anything you do. So what I've done is I've segmented it into essentials and occasions as well, because it's all good planning for mobile phones, fuel, tax, but you should also budget for certain birthdays if it's a special occasion, for Christmas, for example. So this is the way that I like to do it. So we've got essentials and occasions. Essentials, you can segment it down into person 1 and person 2, so it could be John could be Frida, for example, just random names I can think of. So John's mobile phone a month is £6. Frida is £13. So these are things that are on an individual basis. Again, you can segment that down. Say, right, John, you need to cut your cost of X, Y, and Z. Frida, you need to cut your cost of X, Y, and Z. So those are things that you're going to be paying for individually, but you could do it out of a joint account. It's entirely up to you. You can put a set amount in each month, which you know will cover the bills. There's certain expenditures that will naturally be for both of you. So we've got food, mortgage, council tax. Oh, didn't want to do that. Utilities, fuel. There's a lot of things. Car tax and insurance, home and pet insurance, things like that. So put that in. Who is it? Is it both? Is it for a certain person? What is it? Which is quite important. And then even more important is the actual amount. So is that 300? Is that 350? Look at your statements. How much are you getting charged for doing, for these sort of services, these things that you're paying for a month? So again, we'll do the auto sum. So highlight that down. We'll highlight it to there. Then press auto sum. That then gave us this total here. Sum D1 to D10. Exactly the same for occasions. Is it, John, Frida, is it their mother's birthday, Christmas? So, I've split these up into possibly brothers, sisters, aunties, anniversaries, things like that, of how much you would spend on certain occasions. And then Christmas could be both. You could have a fund together to then pay for your family's presents and gifts. So again, you can put that as a both. Just the same, highlight them, auto sum. That will then give us this amount here. So we've then tracked all of our expenditure. So we've tracked for occasions, and we've also tracked for essentials. Essentials, chances are, aren't going to change massively. Whereas occasions, they can change in regards to how frequent they are or what they are. So to get the answers, what we've got here is we've got the monthly and yearly. So the monthly is just D11 plus D22, so these two cells here. To get the yearly, it's just F3 and then times that by 12 because there's 12 months in a year. So that's how we get to our expenditure, that's how we get to our income. Again, you can have bonuses, you can have one-off payments, but they're not going to be a regular occurrence. A bonus may be once a month, a one-off payment could be one every 3 months, for example. So look at it in regards to what is set income, what is set expenditure. And by having a budget of how much you're going to be spending per occasion, you can then budget and say, right, that's how much we're going to be spending a month. No matter what, we've actually tracked that, we've actually got it secured, and we're sorted for that set occasion. So, got the income guaranteed, expenditure guaranteed, that's going to be going out. You can get bonuses, you can get one-off payments because they do happen. You may come into some money, you may have to pay out some money. But again, we can work with that quite well in regards to changing the statistics of what we've done. To change the numbers over into a currency, just highlight it, and English, American, Euro, entirely up to you. So we've got our formula there. We know how much we're saving a month. So if our one-off payment was possibly £700, we know that that first month of it happening, we're going to be in debt by £509 because we've got the minus sign there. If we have a one-off payment of £500, that will then put it up to £691 for the profit of that one. Obviously, you'd have to look into that, work with the statistics and look at what you've got coming in, but that is a basic budget sheet of how to look at what's coming in, what's going out, how to budget for certain occasions, looking at the monthly total, the yearly total, and if you want to put a certain amount away a month, how long it take you to get to your target, possibly retirement, possibly a holiday, a new car, things like that. So that is the video, everyone. Thank you very much for watching. I do appreciate it. If it has been helpful, please like and share around. And thank you very much for watching. Any questions, pop in the comments below and I'll respond as quickly as I can. But if not, thank you for watching, everyone. Take care.